Hello everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Today I am going to be sharing the story of how I received my first boyfriend. Yes, this was a huge event, as it would be for any teenage girl. It was the summer of 2013 and school had just let out. Me and my family were pretty new to the area because we had just moved from Kentucky, and we were in transition of finding an apartment. And my mom had figured out that there was a Boys and Girls Club right down the street from where we were staying. And I did not want to go to the Boys and Girls Club. I thought that the Boys and Girls Club was basically a daycare, and I did not want to go there because I thought it was going to be boring. They were going to make us do schoolwork even though school was out. I was like, I'm not for this. And Mom was like, no, you guys are doing it. You need to get involved in the community. You need to make new friends. You need to be a kid. When I was younger, I went to the Boys and Girls Club, and so you need to go to the Boys and Girls Club. I don't know why my mom wanted to force this upon me. I was just a 13-year-old girl. I wanted to go out and do what I wanted to do. It was summer vacation. I wanted to sit around, eat junk food, and that's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to the Boys and Girls Club. But however, my mom enrolled us, and I found myself the first day walking through the doors of that Boys and Girls Club, and it was chaos. And as soon as I walked in, I automatically wanted to just walk back out. I was extremely nervous. I did not want to be there, and I was like, Mom, do not leave us. There were kids running around everywhere, snacks all over the place, and people just playing games. And I was like, this should look like fun. It may sound like it was fun, but in my head, I was terrified. So when you walk in, the setup of the Boys and Girls Club, there were tables, and then right beside all the tables where they kind of had snack time and all that stuff, there was an area where there were like video games, and then right on the other side of that area there was a door, two doors, and you could walk in and there was the gymnasium. On this side of the Boys and Girls Club, they had computers, and then they had like the teenage room where all the older kids, all the cool kids hang out. I wasn't allowed to go in there. I wasn't old enough, but they had all of the cool teenagers hanging out in there, and they were doing their own little thing. So my choices were video games, board games, or the gym. And so my mom left, and I was like, well, I don't really know what to do. So I started walking around. I was like, okay, let me check it out. Let me check out the scenery. So I started walking around and looking at everything, and soon I was like, okay, let me just go look in the gym. As soon as I open the doors of the gym, I step in, and it gets 10 times louder because there are people playing basketball, guys playing basketball, back and forth, running around, and there were girls in the corner screaming, playing jump rope, people running around playing tag, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here. But right as I was thinking about leaving, there was a guy that caught my eye, and we're gonna call him Basketball Guy because he made this shot, and he looked the coolest making this shot. And he was dribbling the ball back and forth, and I never thought that I've seen anyone cuter playing basketball. I thought that it was it. This is the guy that I'm gonna marry. This is him. And so as time passed, I was like, okay, I guess I'll stay in here because I wanted him to notice me. So I would take up the basketball and I would learn to dribble and shoot, and so that he could notice me. And every day my mom would be like, okay, you guys ready to go to the Boys and Girls Club? And I was so eager. I was so ready to go to the Boys and Girls Club because I knew that he was going to be there, and I was going to make an impact, and this guy was going to notice me. And so time goes on, and we end up moving into our apartment. The transition was awesome, and we loved our place, but this was also something new, and I was like, now I'm not going to be able to see Basketball Guy anymore because we don't live over there, and this is horrible. And so we're moving into the apartment, and there's so many kids around the neighborhood, and I was like, okay, well, at least I can make new friends while we're here. And so during that, I realized, there's a guy over there playing basketball, because behind our house there was a basketball court, and there was a group of guys and like girls out there playing. And I looked out the window and I realized that the guy that was out there, he looks very familiar. And I was like, oh my word, that's basketball guy. He lives in my neighborhood. I literally was ecstatic. I was so excited. I was like, wow, I have a chance. This could actually happen. What are the chances that we would move to the same neighborhood that he lived in? Like, this has to be fate. And so I went outside and I was like, hey. And so I started playing basketball and making friends with those people, trying to get this guy to notice me. And finally, he does. And he starts talking to me and he's teaching me how to play basketball. He's like, you gotta bounce the ball like this and then shoot like this. And every day he would talk to me and teach me how to play basketball. And I thought for sure that this guy is it. It's perfect. Time goes on, and we were out playing basketball, and he kind of stops playing basketball. And I was like, okay, this is the moment. This is the moment he's gonna ask me to be his girlfriend. And my heart was racing, and I was so excited to hear what he was gonna say. And he looks at me, and he's like, Naya, a lot of people have been telling me that you like me, and that you think that I like you. And I just froze, and I was like, I don't really know where this is gonna go. And I was like, I don't know if he's gonna ask me out or if I don't know where this is gonna go. And he was like, I just want you to know that I don't like you, and I probably will never like you. We're just friends. And I was like, oh yeah, like, no biggie. Like, we just play basketball, we're just friends. Like, that's all this is. But on the inside, my heart was literally breaking. And I didn't know how to handle it. I was devastated. And so I dated his brother. And that's the story of how I got my first boyfriend. Thank you so much for watching.